What's up? I figured I'd make a fat loss video to show you guys how fat loss works. I need a cool intro song. How the fuck do everybody get those juicy clouds? My brother's vape sucks at making good clouds. Well, this video is gonna be purely about how to drop in weight and not anything about how to retain muscle while you drop in weight. That's a completely different topic and it's way more difficult to do that. This is how it works. Basically every day, to function, your body is using energy. And you get that energy from eating. But if you eat more energy than your body uses, it will be stored as fat, so your body can use it for later. If you eat less than you're burning, you will use fat to compensate, so that your body can keep on going. So basically what you want to do, if you want to drop in body fat, is that you need to use the stored energy that your body is holding on to. That is the fat. This concept is called calories in versus calories out. And it's the definition of fat loss. And I'm gonna teach you how to do it. There are two ways to go about this. Either you increase the amount of energy that you burn during the day that you do with cardio. So basically you need to go out jogging or something. And it's not even close to as efficient as fixing your diet. So the trick is mostly or most efficiently in the diet. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's gonna take a lot of dedication to do this. This is like a serious way to do it. You can't fool around with this. You need to apply yourself in order for this to work. If you cheat, you screw everything up. Simple as that. So you need to be ready to apply yourself to this. Number 1. Go on your phone and download the app MyFitnessPal. You can choose any other app, but it's gonna be a lot easier if you choose MyFitnessPal, because that's the app I'm using and it will be easier for you to follow my steps. So pause the video, go download MyFitnessPal. The app are gonna ask you a ton of questions which you are going to have to answer, so that the app can estimate how much calories you are burning throughout the day. It will only be an estimation, but it's the best guess, because there's no better way to do it to begin with. So now I'm gonna move to the kitchen and I'm gonna show you how to use MyFitnessPal. Okay, so here we have a few different types of food that I want to eat. And I'm gonna show you how to put it into MyFitnessPal so you can count it. We're gonna start with the oats. So I'm gonna eat this. The first thing you want to do, so you want to scan this code right here in MyFitnessPal. And then, it's hard to do this with only one hand. You're gonna turn on the scale. I like to use grams. You're gonna pour some in. But this was difficult. That will be good for me. Not that hungry right now. Okay, so now in MyFitnessPal, it's gonna show you how many calories this thing is here per 100 gram. It's the same thing that's written right here. 370 calories or kilocalories per 100 grams. Now this is not 100 grams. This is only 42 grams. So I'm gonna have to write that into MyFitnessPal, how much I'm gonna eat. I've added water to it and put it in the microwave for cooking. In order to eat this without puking, I'm gonna have to add some sweet stuff to it. A little bit more. decent. Then you're gonna have to scan this into your app the same way that you did with the oaths. Alright, over to the next one. Next one, I want to eat these things here. So I'm gonna scan them in using this code right here, the same way as I did with the last ones, with the oaths. And then I'm gonna notice that this one does not say per 100 grams. Let's see here. Okay, here it says by 100 grams, but when I scan it in, it tells per rice cake and not per 100 grams. So you're gonna have to pay attention to that, because it's easy to get fooled and get the completely wrong numbers, which will screw up everything. So when I scan this in, it will say how many I want, and then I will add the number of rice cakes I want.
Right there.
Okay, next up, the sweet potato. Now where the fuck do you scan this thing? You don't. You have to search on sweet potato in the app, and then you will find options for sweet potato. They typically are between 80 and 90 calories per 100 grams. So you want to choose one of those, and not one that says how many calories it is per sweet potato, because every sweet potato has a different size, and yeah, it can be like twice the size, it will be twice the amount of calories. But if you add just one sweet potato, it will not take that into account, and you will screw everything up. Okay, so I'm gonna add that number into my MyFitnessPal and see how much calories that is. And by the way, you need to get a scale. If you don't have a scale, you won't be able to do this properly. As I said before, you're gonna have to apply yourself to use this method, because it's gonna take a lot of effort, but if you learn how to do this, you will become a master of dieting, I promise you. As you can tell, I like to cook my food in the microwave a lot because it's simple. But if you want to cook it in the oven or anything like that, if you apply oil, you're gonna want to take that into account. In the same way that I added the sweet syrup to my oats, you're gonna have to add oil to the potato. Oh shit, it was hard to do. Well, what I was trying to get at was that you do not need to take salt into account when you're counting calories. It's not gonna matter. Shit, I got salt all over the table now. Okay, so next up we got the bananas. I only want one, so I'm only gonna take one. Oops, it's hard to do with one hand. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on the scale. And now I got the number, but it's with the, what do you call it, skin on. So the banana itself is gonna weigh a lot less. So you need to make sure to take that into account. And you're gonna do that because, well, you want to eat more food while you're losing weight, right? So yeah, you're gonna have to subtract the weight of the scale, of the skin of the banana. The easiest way to do this is to start with the scale turned off and turn it on with the banana on. Then you take it off, you keep the scale alive, or you just move the banana. You take off the skin of the banana and you put the skin back on, and then you get the weight of the banana without the skin. You don't want to watch this. Okay, so the two final items. I'm gonna start with this one. See, I'm gonna scan this in with this code, but then I'm gonna have to pay attention for what the app says. I can see here it's 21 grams. So if the app gives me a portion size, I want to make sure it says 21 grams. Finally.
Best day ever.
So it's only the Power King left. You can see here how it says 0. It means that this one does not contain any calories, or very little, so you do not need to take that into account. If it does not say 0 and it has sugar, you're gonna have to add it into the app, but this one you do not have to add. And yeah, sure, try to add sodas with sugar in it, and you will realize how stupid it is to spend your calories on sugar sodas. If you are going to cook a meal that has a lot of ingredients, it's going to be really difficult to put in every single ingredient for that meal. So the easiest thing and the best thing you can do in that situation is to simply search for the name of the meal in the app and try to get the option that looks most accurate to what you have cooked. Or if you're eating out, that's the same thing. You're gonna have to search in the app for the most accurate looking option, and then you're going to have to estimate the weight if you're eating out. If you're eating at home, you should still weigh the food. Now over to some rookie mistakes and some tips from a guy who has been doing this for a very long time. First off, if you're hungry one day, you should eat a lot of vegetables because they will keep you full. And when you eat carbs, it will be a lot better carb source to eat potato or sweet potato rather than pasta if you're hungry, because pasta will go straight through your system and you will have eaten a lot of calories and not gotten very full of it. Second rookie mistake: if you eat rice or pasta, you can add it into the app in two ways. You can add in the dry compound, like the dry before it's cooked, and it's gonna be like 350 or 380 calories. Or you can add in it after it's cooked, and it's gonna be like 140 or something like that. It's important you do this right, because if you do this wrong, man, you're gonna be either eating a lot too many calories or you're gonna be hungry as shit one day. I did that. I added in the dry pasta while I was eating the boiled, and I thought pasta was the devil. It literally almost killed me one day because I was so hungry because I had pasta, but it was my own mistake. So be sure to get that part right. I can eat chocolate, I can eat candy, I can eat whatever I want, and I will still lose weight. But if you choose to eat like a pizza with your calories, you're gonna be hungry as shit for the rest of that day. It's not gonna be worth it. The only time it's pretty much worth it is when you do it with friends for social occasions. And I even try to not do it then, because it's hard being hungry for like 3 extra hours every day just because you want to get a certain tasty food in. It's smarter to just eat to keep yourself full with something that you can enjoy. Also, if you get a lot of cravings one day, the best way to deal with that is to first eat so that you're full from something that's low in calories, so like vegetables and potato. And then after you've eaten that, you can make up your mind if you want to spend calories on sweet stuff or like bad foods, because usually you're just hungry and then you start craving shit that you don't really need, and the cravings will usually go away when you eat decent foods. If you are weight training, this does not cover the whole thing about what you need to know when it comes to eating. This is only for fat loss. If you want to make sure that you do the best, that's what's best for your muscles, you're gonna need to mostly of all get in sufficient amounts of protein. So it's really important, because if you don't do that, you're gonna lose muscle while you're cutting down, and that's just the way it is. It's really hard to keep muscle when you're losing weight, so make sure to get enough protein. Finish off by apologizing for my bad English. I'm really trying my best, but it's not my strong side. But I hope that you got something out of this video. I think I've said everything I got to say. I might have missed something, but I tried to do this as complete as possible of a video. So yeah, thanks for watching. I should have a cigar now. Yeah, I forgot to say a few things. First off, this is one way of losing body weight. You can go on almost any diet, and the diet you can stick to will most likely work. This is just like the optimal diet that I've been teaching you. Also, in order to know whether it's working or not, you're gonna want to step on the scale every morning after you've been to the bathroom and before you eat anything. And you will keep track. It's gonna be a long and slow process, so you do not want to see the scale go down every day, because that's not how it works. You're gonna have to measure over weeks, periods, time periods, and yeah, so you just need to stick with it. It's the way it is. It's gonna take a lot of time, but you need to track whether it's working or not over the time of a week or 2 weeks, and then you're gonna have to either bump up the calories if you're dropping too fast. Typically you don't want to drop more than 1 kg per week, and if you're not dropping at all, you need to decrease the calories or start doing cardio as well. I almost forgot to talk about my favorite subject. When you are getting drunk, do not say fuck it. Do not go have pizza and all of that stuff when you get drunk. If you get drunk, that's okay. Don't let it happen too often. But do not just go fuck it mode. And the day after, you don't need to, compensate and do all of that stuff. Just get back on track with counting again. No need to compensate, but don't have that pizza when you're getting drunk. I usually go by the rule that when I drink, I don't eat. And before I go to bed, I have some protein. That's pretty much it. That's how I do it. So, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. I will answer every comment. And please subscribe. It would be really funny. It would mean a great deal for me if you subscribed. Thank you guys.